Welcome to the video and happy Saturday. If you are new here, welcome. If you're a returning viewer or subscriber, it's good to see you again. Today on the training block was technically a 2.5 hour long run, trail run if possible. The weather had other ideas today. It is raining and it has been raining all night and it just turned to snow. I think it's supposed to snow anywhere from 3 to 5 inches throughout the rest of the day. So I'm switching with tomorrow. I'm gonna do my long run tomorrow morning. I think by then the conditions will be much better. It's supposed to be sunny all day tomorrow and we won't have to worry about dealing with being wet for 2.5 hours when it's 34 degrees out. That being said, that frees up some time today, making this my recovery day, and we're going to finally go get some new trainers. I know a couple videos ago, I think at this point, I talked about needing to get new shoes. I've still been running in those because I haven't taken the time to go get new ones. So take you all with me and let you know what I decide to get.
What are we doing?
We don't let anything stop us from getting stuff done on this channel. I'm gonna get you shoe content, even if I have to drive through a blizzard. I was willing to do everything to get shoe content, and then it got legitimately dangerous in about 30 seconds after I filmed the last clip. We're now in very long traffic because everyone's sliding down this on-ramp. And we turned around probably 5 minutes from the shoe place because that road was also shut down. As much as I like to try to get content for shoes, it's not gonna happen today. We're just gonna drive home and hopefully get there in less than an hour, even though we're only like 15 minutes away from our house, but we are completely in standstill traffic. I might not be able to bring you shoe content, but I am gonna bring you non-alcoholic beer content, which in my life is equally as exciting. I'm gonna run into Bevies, which, there it is, the big one. I'll let you know what I get, let you know how it is. Made it back to the house safely after what turned out to be a hour and 20-ish minute trip to nowhere except for the liquor store, which is not even the intended destination, but made it home safe. Nobody slid into us. Guess we can't be too upset about that. Well, I ended up getting, felt like a Colorado day, so I got some of the non-alcoholic Coors Edge. And then we also got a 6-pack of the Athletic Brewing IPA. The reason I got non-alcoholic, I haven't drank in probably a year and a half, and it really was for no other reason except for the fact that I noticed looking at my Whoop analytics, even having one beer, one alcoholic drink throws off your recovery so drastically. For me, it wasn't something I felt like I needed in my life. Decided to just stop drinking altogether. That doesn't mean I won't ever going forward, but at this point, very content with just having non-alcoholic options. There's a lot available. You know, sometimes when you do a long run, you just feel like you want a beer, or if you're having a chill day like today, just a nice option. I'm one of the people that actually likes the flavor of beer. I appreciate having the ability to go get some when I want to. It is Sunday morning and today we have a 2.5 hour run on the schedule. It snowed 1.5 feet of wet heavy snow last night, so running outside anywhere just is off the table. It honestly wouldn't be productive even if I wanted to put on the trail shoes, put on all the gear. It wouldn't be worth the time I was spending because I'd have to stop a lot. It just, everything would get wet. Not really worth pushing it at this point. So that means that we're gonna be going and doing a 2.5 hour treadmill workout. I'm going to bring a gel, a granola bar, and then a shaker of G1M Sport. Try to stay fueled throughout the run. Also going to have my phone with me and watch Netflix, YouTube, try to keep myself entertained. We all know treadmill work can get a little mundane, so anything that you can have to help keep it interesting is helpful. I'm going to be trying to work up in my aerobic zone. I tend to try to overextend when I'm running on a treadmill just because it is easier. Big focus of this will be trying to start probably for the first hour in the lower end of that aerobic zone, so from 138 to the mid 140s, and then working up into the higher aerobic heart rate zones in 153 to 155. That way I'm kind of pacing myself, I'm not overexerting, I'm doing the work that I need to do, and we're getting the work done.
finally able to make it to Runner's Roost. I just wanted to do a quick voiceover on the clips that I got to explain to you my reasoning and what I ended up getting ultimately. I did start with the New Balance Fresh Foam 1080s, and the reason I started with these shoes is because I had a hunch that these were the pair that I was going to purchase, which I did. When you have an idea of kind of where you want to start and what you think you're going to get, it's great to try those shoes on first so that they're a good baseline to compare against the other shoes that you're going to try. You want to start with something that you think is going to be the most comfortable and is going to work with you, so you have a comparison against other shoes that maybe you're less familiar with. One nice thing about this Runner's Roost, and I think a lot of running stores, but certainly not all of them, they do have a treadmill for you to try the shoes on, which is going to give you a really good idea of how they're going to ultimately feel as your trainers and as you go into workouts with them. If you don't have that at your local store, I'd try to find one that has that availability. It's a really nice perk. I did also try on the Hoka Clifton series. I did have a pair of these earlier on in my training several years back. I just wanted to see how they felt again. They ended up still being too narrow for my midfoot and just felt a little unstable. I did also try the Brooks Glycerin because I know a lot of people like this shoe. It is a very light shoe, has a lot of stability, and I did like that piece of it, but ultimately I didn't like how shallow of a drop it has, and that was the main deterrent for me. Now let's jump into the first full workout that I did in the New Balance Fresh Foam 1080s.
Made it back home from the gym, hour on the treadmill and 7 miles in the books. First impression of these shoes, really like them a lot. They're very cushioned, but not overly squishy. I didn't ever feel like I was rolling on top of them. I feel like they really sit in the shoe well. Personally, I enjoyed how responsive they are. I felt like the tread pattern was really good. Honestly, at the end of the day, if I feel like I am able to utilize the shoe and I'm not having to work to use them, I don't feel like they're fighting against me. It's a pair of shoes that I'm going to like. These are also the right size. They're 12.5. My Triumph 21s were a 12, which I constantly felt like were a half size too small for what I actually needed, especially on downhills. Felt like my toes were always hitting. So I think that's gonna also make me be preferential to these shoes when comparing them. They're a little bit of a different shoe, different tread patterns, different use cases to a certain degree, even though they are both trainers. Overall though, really impressed with these, and we'll see how they continue to be as we train in them further. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, please give it a like. It really helps the channel and it helps people just like you find this content. If you haven't, please hit the subscribe button and also turn on the post notifications so that you see new content right when it comes out. Otherwise, we'll catch you in the next video.